All right, this is going to tick off a lot of you guys, but man, the MAGA movement is just beginning, and we'd hate to kill it in its tracks for 2026. And I'm afraid we're going to. All right, so the Republican Party has this incessant need to support Israel in all their actions. And yet, the vast majority of the young crowd does not support Israel's actions in Gaza and Palestine, never mind the West Bank. They just don't. So the Republican Party, the older Republicans, support Israel because they were raised on this, Israel, blah, 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 blah. The younger folks don't. And so the Republican Party, we had a huge turnout of young men in particularly under the age of 30 that was not foreseen by anybody. And what's going to happen is because the Republican Party is so pro-Israel, they're going to turn these people off, because what's going to happen is that Democrats are going to exploit this issue like it's nobody's business. And of course, the media controls the Democrats. A lot of people think the Democrats control the media. No, it's the other way around. And the media can see where the friction lay between the Republicans and the rest of the population. Now, most people support the Republicans in terms of getting rid of illegals. A lot of people are moving to stop illegal immigration as well. It's going to take a little bit more, but we're moving to that ball for sure. A lot of people are recognizing, hey, man, it's okay to be white. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are starting to see this stuff. And they're just sick of the crap, the liberal nonsense. They're just sick of it. So a lot of people are turning our direction. And so the media wants to pretend that this isn't happening. And so what they're going to do is they're going to focus like crazy come next year on support of Israel and their actions in Gaza. And their action in Gaza are simply not to be supported. It's just not. Now, I don't trust Hamas as far as I could kick them. I don't want anything to do with any of this stuff. I don't want... I just listened to Megyn Kelly and what's his name, Charlie Kirk. And they're being called sellouts, so Hamas supporters, because they're like, dude, Israel, you're taking this too far. And Hamas lies all the time. We've known this for decades and decades. I remember in 92 or 93, they did the same freaking false crap. It's just so embarrassing. And people fall for it. The anti-Israelis still fall for it. But then Israel does the same thing too. Everybody lies. So we should have no sides in this. If you want to support Israel, that's fine. You say, no, I support Israel, a free Israel, because it allows Christians to go to that country and find, the way where Jesus walked and stuff like that. I get that. But you should support an action that is killing innocent people. You just shouldn't, man. And we can argue how many innocent people are being killed and whatnot, but don't forget, Israel was a country that voted whether or not to ban Christian proselytizing. This is necessarily our greatest ally. They're very pro-gay. They're very pro-vaccine. They love them some abortion, and they don't like firearms. Why the right wing is so incessant? Well, they're the only country that allow me to go to the Holy Land. Dude, I get that 100%. But at some point, you got to say, is this really helping our own country? Hey, puppy! There's a puppy over there. And he scares Finney. It's kind of funny. Just look at it. Finney's the big dog. Pablo's the little dog. That guy came up on us one time. Finney hid behind Pablo. When that dog came up on Finney, Pablo went to him to arrest him from doing that. And Finney said, I'm out of here. Pablo, save me. There's that other dog right there. Little husky. Hi, husky. Finney's like, I'm pretending I'm not going to see him. Hi, puppy. Oh, boy, Pablo's going to eat this grass. Anyway, so what the media is going to do is focus heavily on the Republican support of Israel in 2026. And that is going to get a lot of people turned off. And a lot of people won't hear anything else other than the Republican support of Israel. They just won't, because the media is going to incessantly push it. And then the Republicans are going to come too little too late and say, no, dude, because this is what Republicans always do. They always react. They never, unlike Trump is proactive. Republicans are always reactive. They wait to see the media narrative, and then they decide how to push it. They say, no, we don't support we don't support mass slaughter in Israel and Gaza. No. It's like, man, it's like saying, I'm not racist, my best friend's black. It's too late at that stage. You see what I'm saying? And the old Republicans, the Tom Cottons of the world, will say, oh, man, we got to get these guys before they get us over here. And I'm like, dude, we've heard that for 50 years. And yet I look at my country, and it's not the same country I was raised in. The country of my youth is no longer the country today. And you know what, I know it, everybody knows this. And we can say, why is that the case? But the whole idea that if we don't support Israel, these radical Muslims are going to find their way over here. And I'm like, Have you been to Lewiston, Maine lately? Michigan, huh? What? Israel's what's keeping that. Well, oh yeah, right. It's happening right now. And you know this and I know this. The country we live in is no longer the same country from 40, 50 years ago. And no one voted for it. No one voted for it. But man, we've been sending billions and billions of dollars to Israel to keep our country safe and free and American. And at some point, people get sick of that. They get sick of it. And they're saying, no, this isn't working. I don't support this country to go in there and mass genocide certain groups of people. I never voted for that. And as such, the media's going to push the propaganda. They're going to turn us people away from the Republicans, and MAGA will die in the crib. In 2026, the Republicans will lose the House. The Democrats will have the spending power. And they'll have the ability to investigate all that stuff. And MAGA will be dead right then. No more MAGA. And, frankly, I don't think we're going to lose a Senate, but we could lose a couple in North Carolina, Georgia. We could lose. I mean, there's a bunch of young people in North Carolina, Georgia, who are moderately Republican, as we've seen in 2024. But, you put a different topic on in terms of the Israel thing, which has yet to be seen in the polls in terms of the voting thing, because people are also getting tired of the anti-woke stuff. Look, people say, all right, every election cycle has its own unique issue. And unfortunately, the idiots and Republicans are still putting, I saw this thing from, what's his name? A guy running for senator here. I still don't want men in girls' bathrooms. So, dude, that is so 2024. That's not going to sell in 2026. It's just not. It's kind of like the Democrats when they won 2022, on their anti-abortion or their pro-abortion stuff, and then they tried it again in 2024. It didn't sell. Every election cycle, unique issues run the stage, run the show. And the Republicans, unfortunately, sit there and say, hey, we're going to run on the same stuff that won last time, as the Democrats did in 2024. And people are like, no, that's last time. I voted on that. So anyway, I got a lady walk here, so we're going to let you go. So I hope the Republicans heed this. We'll see ya.